All right, we are going to start with this first pile, completion. And then we'll move into the second one, flow, and we will finish today with the sorcerer. Timestamps will be in the description. As always, if you enjoy these readings, these telepathic messages, I always love hearing what comes through for you all. So if you have anything that you want to share in the comments, I would love to hear it. If you want to reach out to me personally, you can reach out to me via email. It will be listed in the description. And also, if you have any questions that want to be answered during some of these readings, you can send those questions out and I can answer them for you anonymously in these collective readings. Typically when I get a question for one person, it resonates for so many others. So if you have questions, if you have things that you're struggling with that you need to know, you want answers to, and maybe you don't want to do a full reading or you don't have the money right now, reach out via email. You can send me a question. I will answer it in the channeled readings. And if you want to leave like a little emoji or something that says, so it's you can say like a purple triangle, and I'll mention that in the reading when I'm saying it, so you'll know that message is exactly for you, and of course whoever else it resonates for at the time. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and quiet down and we will tap into these piles. Thank you again for joining me. Welcome back to those of you who chose completion. This is just a little follow-up. I did do the silent oracle, but I wanted to come back. Well, spirit guided me actually to come back so that I believe it's so that some of you can get clarification on your messages, on what came through for you, and then maybe open up to any messages that you didn't receive. So the first card was the completion card. It tells me that it is the end of a cycle. I heard things have come full circle, that there's expansion in all directions now. So expansion and movement in all directions. Okay, let's see if I can put these back out the way that they were. I don't know that I can, but I am going to try. Okay, we had the warthog, service, air dragon, energy balance, dandelion root, experiments, and shungai. Okay, I think that is one more. Oh yeah, okay. So what this is telling me is that this completion is a balancing out. It's things are coming into harmony. But the things that are coming into harmony, what you've shifted through is this. It's like you recently went through a dark night of the soul. This is all like this energy that came out is all in reverse, which shows me like they're telling me this was like the ego, like really like daunting and holding a lot of power over you. And you've since shifted that, which is why it's come out in reverse. And you've come into this alignment. It's like everything is finally aligned. It's balanced. And it's all coming together now. But it took you growing through some really deep shadow, the black obsidian coming in and clearing out some negative densities so that you could get into this energy of completion. And then learning to be of service to your they're telling me to your highest self, like in service to who you are on a higher level, and then taking that wisdom and using it to be in service to others. How can you help others get through what they're going through? And it's a rising above, right? Like you've lifted out of this negative, shadowy energy that you were processing through, and you've finally risen up through it. And that's what is unlocking this third eye for you. That's what is, you see like all those little details there in in the headspace. It's like there are no thoughts that can get into this space that can invade your intuition, because there's so much energy coming from the higher realms. You are so divinely supported and protected through this. And yes, your journey has been the journey of the wounded healer, and dandelion root coming through and showing you that you know, it's funny because dandelions, people like, for the longest time, people are like, oh, those are weeds, go pull the weeds. But dandelion has such a powerful, potent energy to it that is deeply healing. And so you can look online for dandelion root and how to connect with that. But I do think that it will help you through this portal. So if you have dandelion root tea, and, you know, if you have supplements with dandelion root, definitely use them as support to get through this blossoming. I feel like it's a blossoming for you. And then I did pull two You Are a Badass cards. So we had the black one, and this one was Remember to Surrender. Yeah, so it's like everything that has gotten you into these higher vibrations, into this cycle of completion and harmony, comes from the shadow. A lot of people, you know, they don't want to go into the shadow, or they fear the shadow, and it's the shadow that helps us rise into those higher dimensions. So remember to continue to surrender and work through whatever needs to come up, so that you can continuously let go of the energy that you're grasping onto from the past, and usher in those next present moments. And then we have most answers reveal themselves through doing, not thinking. So again, letting go of the thoughts, allowing yourself to finally rise above those thoughts, let them go, tap into your intuition, trust your intuition, be guided by your intuition, and know that things have shifted. There will be big changes and rapid acceleration moving forward. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, adios. Welcome back to those of you who chose Flow. Now, I did do this silent oracle reading for those of you that want to tap into your intuition. This is just an extra piece for those of you who want maybe some clarity, or even just to see if your messages that came through for you were the same as the messages that I was able to channel through. So I'm just going to quickly go through these. I'll try to place them where they were before if I can remember. But the first one was being in flow. And it's like there's an energy right now that is so tangible. It's like you can literally like feel that energy and play with that energy. I feel like this is something that's been coming in for you that you've been waiting on. And it's like, it's here. It's so close. You can touch it. Okay, I'm going to try to just put these out the way that they were, if I can remember. Yeah, I remember I had this here. Okay, and then I'm going to go over them. That'll be easier than trying to remember everything. Okay. I believe this was here. Okay, don't come at me if these are not in the same order. I'm just trying to bring them back together. Okay. Okay, let's start with these. So let's see if I can condense these a little bit so I can bring this one back into the picture. Okay. All right, so what this shows me is that this new energy that's coming in. I feel like it's a new love. It's a new, this could be a love in the form of union, coming into a new union relationship. This could be a soulmate coming in, somebody that you've connected with in past lifetimes and are reconnecting with in this lifetime. Soulmates can come in friendships. They can come through business partnerships. They can come through pets. So this could be a soulmate relationship, and obviously they can come through lovers as well. But there is some shape shifting with the octopus coming out. There's some shape shifting that needs to happen to open you up to that space. And they're asking you to, your guides are asking you to retreat, find some nature, find some trees, be surrounded by some big trees, maybe go on a daycation where you get away and are able to connect with the land, with Mama Earth, and open up to what is coming, because there's an infinite amount of abundance that's coming through with this card, and flow, being in that energy of flow. Again, like the source energy here, it's the same as here. It's that tangible energy, being able to open up and play with it and move that energy. It's like you are becoming one with the creator, you're coming into co-creation, and you're going to be able to create the life that you are wanting to live. But it's asking you to be in the moment, to be present, to let go of wonder and overthinking and just tapping out of the present moment altogether. They're telling me, like, being in this space where you can fully be in the present and then unlock that next present moment. Okay, and then we had nettle coming in as the herb, and nettle is, it's an action forward. It's like, okay, I've moved through this transformation. You have this snake, reawakening the Kundalini energy, and not holding yourself back. It's like, yes, I know this is coming. I can feel it. I'm tapped into it, and I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna keep trucking is what I just heard. Like, things are gonna consistently keep moving until, whatever it is that's coming into me literally vibrates into me. And that's exactly what happened with me and my husband. Is we tell people all the time, they say, how do you met? And we say, we vibrated into each other. We were both in such a radiant light that our vibration frequency was a match, and we literally collided. And so I feel like that's what's happening with some of you, and this energy coming in. And then essence, connecting to the core. I feel like this is connecting back to your core, to your heart. Your core, our core, y'all, is our hearts. Our heart. I can't even say it. Our heart, our high heart, our cosmic heart. That is the core of our being. So connecting to that space is what's going to bring you back to the present, what's going to keep you in the present, and what is going to unlock that next present moment. Okay, and then I believe we pulled the we pulled the Galactic Tarot next, and we have the Fool card. And it's like they're telling me, there's too much thought. It's like you're too caught up in the, like, how, when, why, where, like, all of that is still. And they're like, just allow it to be. Like, the Fool is oblivious to what's going on. It's like, oh, that's happening? I didn't even know that. Like, okay, cool. But they're just in the moment. They're not connected to the past or the future. It's just fully in the moment and going with the flow, being on the journey, enjoying the journey, embracing the journey, allowing the journey to happen. And that's where the magic happens, is when we're in that present, in that moment. And then we had the Sun card come out, which shows, like, there's light coming in. Like, you are definitely shifting through this, and this 1010 portal is going to help you get into flow, as long as you are helping yourself to stay present. All right, and then the last card was from the You Are a Badass deck, and it said, when we trust that we live in the abundant universe and allow ourselves to give freely, we put ourselves in the position to receive abundant amounts in return. So it all comes back to trusting, knowing that it's happening for you in divine timing, and then just allowing that to be. All right. I think that is all. Thank you so much. Until next time. Adios. Aloha friends, welcome to those of you who chose the Sorcerer. Now, I did do the silent and telepathic reading for this. However, Spirit asked me to come back with just some quick messages through this. So I'm going to kind of go through them the way, I'm going to try to go through them the way that I did the original reading. So we have the Sorcerer that wants to come through. The Sorcerer tells me that there's something tricky happening. There are, perhaps it's like you're tricking yourself, or you're deluding yourself into believing something that's not true. And typically that happens when we're not ready to let go of something, or when we're holding on to guilt or shame for something. We tend to make excuses. So it's telling me with that Sorcerer energy there that there's an energy of just not ready to let go or move forward. There's like a disconnect that's happening. All right, and then we had the Goat, which came out in reverse, the Goat. And this energy, as you can see right side up, it talks about generosity, creating boundaries. And, I pointed out the horns here, and they are a connection to spirit. So when this came out in reverse, what it told me is that there's some disconnection from spirit for you. Maybe you're not trusting, you're not believing in a higher power. You're cutting yourself up off from a higher power because maybe you've been burned. You made some decisions that didn't quite turn out the way that you thought they would, or maybe there are things happening around you. This could even be like, just collectively in Earth Realm that you're seeing happen, and you're like, if there was a higher power, why are they allowing this to happen? It really is a disconnect from source energy. All right, and then we had the Compassion card come out in reverse as well, which again tells me that there's a disconnect from a higher power. When I was disconnected from a higher power for a long time when I was a fully functional alcoholic. And when I was disconnected, there was no compassion or love for self either. There was just a spiral that took me deeper and darker, right? Because I wasn't able to look up to a higher self, or a higher power rather. And when I started my healing journey, and I started trusting again in a higher power, I didn't want to trust in anything outside of myself. I didn't like the idea that my fate was already written in the stars. I didn't like the idea that someone, a higher being was controlling my life. And I had to cut through the layers. And what I found was when I cut through the layers and I connected to my highest self, then I was able to have compassion for me here in this moment. Just like when we connect to our younger selves, our inner child, we can have compassion and show them compassion and love. Your higher self is doing that for you right now. So perhaps disconnecting from, I feel like you're already disconnected from any kind of God, source, divine type energy, or maybe on the cusp of disconnecting completely. Like you're going back and forth between, do I believe, do I not believe? And they're saying, to give compassion and love to your highest self so that your highest self can come through for you. Okay. And we have healing the heart and the power of self-love. This came out right down the center there. And then this lovely surrender and trust came right down the center there too. So it's like, if you want to heal this, if you want to move through it, it's a matter of opening up your heart. It's a matter of surrendering and trusting in your highest self, and that your highest self has your best interest at hand. Okay, and then we have the cosmos. So yes, there is a deep connection for those of you that chose this pile with the cosmic realms. And the way that things worked in the cosmic realms, they're telling me, are not the same. It's not the same way that things work here in earth realms. So there is some grounding that needs to happen, some shifting that needs to happen. And that happens through opening up the heart and connecting, into the heart space. Okay, when we have the soul connection crystal and the soul connection, they're telling me this is a connection with your highest self. This is you reconnecting with your highest, best version of you so that you can flip the script, so that you can reconnect to a higher power, so that you can have compassion and love for yourself. And you can get rid of this disillusionment and this mystery or sorcery type energy. All right, and then we had, I'm not going to try to say that because I feel like I'm going to slaughter it. But what I got from this mermaid here is it's like she's rising up. She's lifting up out, like off of the ground. She's not in the water. It's like, okay, I know that there's more out there. Show me the way. And it's a heart. She's in a heart opening position. Her heart is raised up. Her shoulders are pulled back. And it's like, show me the way. Show me the way. So once you connect to your highest self and you're able to see the way and ground it into your heart and open up your heart, then all of this will go away. It'll go away. Okay, yeah, and then we have the solar plexus, and the solar plexus, again, connecting to your best, brightest, and best self. It is all about you. It's connecting. There's no one outside of you that's going to come and shift things for you. There's no one outside of you that's going to come and break down your walls or make you love again. That needs to happen. It's an inside job, y'all. It needs to happen from the inside out. Okay, we got ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a potent herb that will help with stress relief, help bring the cortisol levels down. It is a calm, like the energy of the ashwagandha is very calming and nurturing. It's like the mother you've always wanted. Or the mother that maybe even you had that was amazing, that's no longer here anymore, but it's connecting with that divine mother, that cosmic mother, that earth mother type energy. It is all of them in one. All right, and then we pulled some I pulled some tarot cards to see what it was that needed to be shifted over here. I feel like I'm missing a card. Am I missing a card? No, I guess not. Okay. I might have just aligned them differently when I did it. Okay. And then we pulled the tarot cards, and the tarot cards, again, this card is a connection with a higher power. It's a connection with source. It's like you've lost that connection, or there's you're questioning it, you're doubting it, you're wondering if it's true, if it's correct. And they're saying shift your perspective. Shift your perspective. Start to see things from a different point of view. Open yourself up. Maybe instead of connecting to God or the goddess, connect to your highest self. Connect to the biggest and best version of you. The version of you that has everything you've ever wanted in this realm. What would that version of you be doing, right? If you're distracting yourself or you're doing things that are lowering your vibration, think of the best version of you. Would that best version of you still be doing those same things? Would they still be distracting themselves or numbing themselves so they don't have to feel through things, or carrying guilt or shame or any of those lower vibrational energies? My guess is no. I feel like your biggest, best, highest self is abundant and free and honest and in integrity and love and joy and prosperity and all the things. And you can absolutely have that and ground it into earth realm where you are at. It's a matter of opening up your heart and letting go, having compassion for yourself, giving yourself some love, forgiving yourself. Okay, and then I pulled 2 Galactic Tarot cards. Let's go with this one first. So the first one is the 3 of Swords, which told me what got you here into this sorcery type energy, into this. It's heartbreak. You've had your heart broken one too many times. And that heartbreak is what brought you to this space. And I just did a reading on that was very similar to the energies that are coming through for this reading. So I will link it in the description. But it is like your heart has been broken one too many times. And you're like, okay, moving forward, if you want into my heart, you're going to have to get there yourself. And that's not going to happen, y'all. That's not going to happen. It is an inside job. It needs to happen and come from within. You need to crack that shell open. You need to cut through all of those wounds and everything that you experienced that got you to this place. And then once you shift things, the 10 of Discs, this is rewards. This is legacy. This is stepping into your birthright of abundance and freedom and joy. It is everything that you could ever want. It's like your next highest self is ready and awaiting for you to embody it once you let go of all this shit. Once you let go of the mind chatter, the guilt, the shame, and the thinking that someone's gonna come save you, or thinking that you're not going to open back up until somebody shows you the way. You've got to show you the way. Okay, then we pulled You Are a Badass card. I think I pulled the black one first. So the black one said, give your bad habits the heave ho. So yes, it's saying that maybe there are things that you're doing to numb out, to not feel, to not have to process through the guilt, the shame, the heartache. And as you're expanding and opening through the heart space, you're going to have things that come up that are remnants of past times that you're feeling through. And this, they're telling me, also is ancestry. Like you are feeling through some heartbreaks that are happening, that have happened through your ancestry. Y'all, my best advice for that is acknowledge it and let it go and shift your habits, right? I always tell my clients, like, think of that God, goddess type energy. A god or a goddess isn't going to be doom scrolling all day on social media. They're going to be active and out and in nature and enjoying life and having fun and being in community and connecting with people. There's a whole different vibration. And then the last one was exactly just as I say that. Wow. Okay. Talk to strangers. We are all family. Yes. So it's like open up, talk to other people, connect with other people. There's so much more out there than being in your own little space, which I feel like many of you have been in for a long while. So it's time to move through these densities. It's time to shift out of it. It's time to connect with your best version of you and ask them, what would you do? Right? What would my highest and best version of self do? And how do I connect with, how do I embody them? All right. This was a lot of fun. Thank you all so much. Until next time. Adios.